Thanks for joining me. Welcome to our week 21 design reveal. Hope all of you have had a great week. We did our drawing for our cards on Sunday. That was fun. We made a couple of fun pairs of earrings. I'm modeling the turquoise ones we made today. So those are fun. Hey Marianica, thanks for joining us. Now that you have your company's gone, you're free to play again, right? All right, so not much news this week. I mean, it's our final week of the month, so that means on Sunday, we will be drawing for our May giveaway. I am going to give away these cowboy boot earrings we made on Sunday. Those cowboy boots and the beads on them are from our kits that we have available right now, the metal kit or the metal mix, as well as the Desert Blooms mix. So if you haven't had a chance to check those out, they are available $12 each. If you buy them both, you get $2 off. If you buy the cards and those, you get $5 off. So that's our deal. So anyways, today we are going to make a lariat and a lariat necklace. And I meant to bring an example in here, but I didn't. There we go. That's how my morning's gone. And we're going to use some fetish beads and some arrows. Those 3 cards are from our new deck, by the way. And we're using at least 5 different types of beads. And we're designing something inspired by an adobe house. So let's go ahead and flip it over and let me show you what we'll be working with today. And let's see if I can zoom without too much trouble here. Oops, that was not. All right. All right, we do want, you to be able to see what we're doing here. So there we go. All right. So, hey Janelda, yeah, we're just getting started. I was running late too, as usual. So, anyways, we are going to make a lariat necklace today. Lorraine already demonstrated a lariat necklace last week, so that was a nice design. I'll be doing something a little similar. We made a necklace a few weeks back that we used a big bead as our sort of our button closure, but I also think that design counts as a lariat. So, I mean, I think the main thing with a lariat is it's adjustable, and you have, a circle with something hanging off of it, so it looks like, your rope that you're going to rope your cattle with, right? I don't know if there's a real rule somewhere or not, but there might be. Anyways, we are going to use fetish or animal beads. So I went through my stash and we're going to use a couple things. I've got these. These are actually howlite, but I don't know, it's a nice blue color, but it's weird they're not evenly blue on both sides. But we're going to use these Courage Bears. And I'm also going to use the metal bears from our metal mix, because you can never have enough bears, right? So, and then we have to use arrows, so I pulled a couple of arrows also out of the metal mix. Arrows are one of the things that, depending on when you get the metal mix, you may get different finishes on the arrows, but I think most of them are silver in these early ones. So I went ahead and put jump rings on these because I thought I might need them and I didn't want to lose them, but they do not come with jump rings, just so you know. All right, and then we have to use at least 5 different types of beads, so we'll add that up as we go along. And then we're inspiring our design by an adobe house. So I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. When I make up these challenge cards, it doesn't necessarily mean I have anything in mind, right? So, so I will say, you know, they are a challenge for me too. I have not pre-thought out when I put these cards in the deck what I would do for an Adobe house. So for me today, you know, I thought I could do something that was Adobe color, although Adobe's not all the same color, but there are some colors that people think of as Adobe. But, you know, normally sand and natural colors, but they can be even, you know, brick red kind of, depending on where you're from. But then I also started thinking, you know, the quintessential or stereotypical Adobe house, they're kind of boxy blocks along that way. So in order to stick with my color scheme, and I thought I would just use some cubes to make my sort of, add to my design to make it sort of that boxy, geometric kind of design. And so I also have some 4mm and 3mm cubes in silver and clear, just because I thought they would go with the design. I had pulled out some other 4mm cubes, but they're, I don't know, they might be too turquoisey with this, the blue and the rest of my design. So anyways, we need at least 5 different types of beads. So I pulled out some blue agate beads we used a while ago, and some other blue gemstones, little tiny ones that matched these. I'm gonna pull out some silver chain just because I didn't want to bead everything today. And I have a clasp just in case I want to use it to hold it in place. I also pulled out a couple of the other beads from our metal mix that I think are sort of cactusy, because, you know, I need 5 different things. And I have a couple other things out here, but I don't think I'm going to use them. So anyways, so we need to make a lariat. So, you know, I don't know that there's any specific requirement for the length of a lariat, although I hadn't looked that up. Like I said, I'm going to use some simple chain here. We'll do a little wire wrapping. Yeah, we have small sections of chain in here. That's fine. And I've got some 20 and 22 gauge wire here, and some head pins if I need them. But yeah, I couldn't find, well, I didn't have time to look totally through my gemstone stash. I was thinking I have some cubes that were made, that are natural gemstones that might work for an Adobe color. But they're kind of buried. I didn't have a chance to look through there. I was thinking, so here's an example of a fetish bead. This is more of a pendant, so he's big, but he's made out of picture jasper, which I actually thought would have been a great thing to use in my design, because I think, you know, a lot of Adobe is these various sand colors. And if I would have done that, I'd have done something on leather. But we're going to use chain today, so we'll use him in a future something, right? So I hope you guys are all staying safe and that you had a good Memorial Day. It was actually good weather around here. We went to the pool on Sunday and again yesterday, so pool season is definitely here. Went for a couple walks. We're supposed to get some rain this weekend, so that would be really exciting if we actually do, because we are always in desperate need of rain. So, all right, so I think what I wanted to do was do a small I'm gonna do a loop that my one side will go through. So I think I will just wire wrap that together, although I could use the all right, we'll think about that in a minute, because all right, so definitely have at least one end, so we're gonna have some dangles. And then I wanted to like I said, my blocks represent the adobe. I don't think it's, you know, a wonderful representation, but it's what I'm working with today. So obviously I'll have to think about that card some more. But like I said, now you guys know it's it is not a guarantee that I have thought about this in any way, shape, or form, right? I guess I should actually put the metal, either the metal in the middle, or because these bears, it'll be easier to have them on the bottom. Now, when I use these, and you know, I should have worn, a lot of times I like to fit a small bead right inside the bear, because it makes it easier when I'm stringing him, which means some small seed beads would be handy for that. See if I have something that's they're really small, but it's okay. So you probably need like a 3mm bead. Oh, and then we've got our arrow, which has to dangle too. So, all right. To the end of my chain. So I'm thinking the one dangle, we'll do that first. That's gonna come to be what's hanging down, right? So I want to include a bear. Let's see if this will, actually that cube will fit in there just fine. And then I need my cube for my adobe, right? So we'll separate that. Then we can hang the arrow down here, right? So it's a kind of a long dangle, but you know, it's all good, right? So if I am putting that on there as opposed to on the chain, let's see about putting this on our wire. I think since this is kind of thin chain, I'm just going to use 22 gauge wire today. By the way, Lorraine and Janelda, I saw that you guys posted your projects. Lorraine, yours popped up right as I was coming on, so I didn't really have a chance to look at it yet, but what I saw looks very nice. Good job. And Janelda, you already saw my comments, but your design was a lot of fun. I didn't buy any of those butterfly wings, but they do seem fun. What do you guys think? Does that make a good dangle down from my the one end? We'll put a an arrow at the bottom. So, but that gets our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different kinds of beads in there. So let me take this the jump ring out, which, you know, the whole point was, oh, to not lose it. So I discovered when I was looking for my fetish beads, I have a lot of bear fetish beads, but I do also have like turtles. I have some birds. I do own 1 or 2 fetish necklaces, you know, Native American made. And I actually have a bracelet too that also has like buffalo. Oh, and I had some bighorn sheep ones. I also have a bunch of Chinese made ones that I bought at one of the gem shows. They do have like coyotes and stuff too, but they're not, I don't know, because they're made in China, not as excited about them, but you know, they do come in lots of different things like tigers and everything. So, all right, let's see. Now, you know, I could individually, if I wanted these things to have more movement, I could have wire wrapped each of them individually, but actually kind of like just having a dangle, I think. So, all right, now we're gonna hook this onto the chain. And we're gonna just do our regular wire wrap here onto the chain. You'll notice I haven't cut the chain yet because I haven't decided how long I want the chain. So I was going to show you a leather lariat necklace that, you know, you can wear it long or you can shorten it up and wear it. And I have, I don't know why, but I have a Christmas one and a Halloween one. So they were put away with my things. It was not a good wrap because I wrapped it back up, but that's okay. All right, so there's one end. Like I said, I don't know why. Pretty sure I got these Howlite Bears from Dakota Stones, so I'm a little confused as to why they're different colors on different sides. But there we go. So we've got our arrow, which we had to use. We've got our fetish times 2. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different kinds of beads just right there. So then like I said, this will be my dangle, and then I'm going to put it around my neck just to get an idea on length. So the minimum length would come back to here, and then, you know, I need something for the loop. But what I wanted to do, this is hard to explain. All right. So what I was thinking of doing is that we have this, you know, come through, it'll go through some loop, right? That will hold it up. Although, you know, I think I can just put the clip on there and it doesn't have to have a loop. That'll be easier, yeah. So I'm going to make another basically design for the other side, and then we'll figure out how long to make that chain. So I can do sort of the same without the arrow, but it'll have the our clasp on there. So let's see, we didn't use this bead, so we'll use one of those. And I think we'll use this guy again. Maybe one of these. And then, I don't know, do we need a cube? Do you think I need something longer? Yeah. Zoom that in a little bit so you can maybe see it. So then when I come around, so this will be dangling down, and then this can connect to the other part of the chain, and it'll be sort of an asymmetric necklace is what I was thinking. All right, I guess I don't really need any, I probably don't need anything else in there. We'll, let's put this on here, and then we'll see. Actually, I think I'll see what it looks like. So it may be too stiff, that we might want to, since I have a long, kind of a long strip of beads here. I think it'll be okay. We'll find out. You know, we can always cut it off and separate it out into multiple wire wrapped groups if we need to. All right, I'm going to put the clasps on here. What that does is it allows me to make my lariat adjustable. Just wrapping that wire around there. We actually have clouds today around here. But it's not supposed to rain until Friday or Saturday. All right, so that's going to be our section. It's basically going to, you know, come out the other side of this necklace. And I'll be able to adjust where it goes, you know, because I'm using chain. Sure. Yeah, I don't love that seed bead there, so I think I'm going to cut this off. And then pull the stuff off, and then we'll make our loop like that. So this other bear, which I noticed after I had pulled it off, that the hole that's on the bottom doesn't actually go through the middle, it goes through his leg, which is why it's going to look a little different over here. But yeah, I thought these denim-y blues were very relaxing. You know, me, I love turquoise, but, you know, every once in a while, you need a little denim blue in your life, right? And, you know, this is Tucson, so we wear denim a lot. So, you have your formal denim and your informal denim, right? Fancy jeans for when you go out, you know, to a restaurant versus fast food or the rodeo, right? Okay, let's see how long. I think I'm not going to make this super long, so I'm going to cut it right here. Now this chain is nice and thin, so I can cut it with my regular cutters, but if it were a thicker chain, don't forget, use your memory wire cutters instead of your regular cutters, because you don't want to ruin them. Casual denim, yeah, see, I'm sure in Texas you guys have your dress denim and your casual denim, right? I don't know where Patricia is, you know, this is a great color to go with all those denim jackets that her friend makes. Huh? I know Candy Cooper did a session, or was that a part of the Great Bead Extravaganza where they did a session on, you know, making, basically adding stuff to your denim jacket to make it fancier. All right, let me tuck that in. And then let's look and see what we did here. I think I need more coffee today. I feel like I'm a little sleepy. All right, I'm going to move my cards for the moment because they do take away from being able to see what we've designed here. So there's the one end, and then we can hook this anywhere along here, and that makes for our lariat, right? really do like those denim-y blues. All right. So, we made a lariat. That was pretty quick because we used chain. We didn't do a whole lot of, and we only did like 2 strips of wire wrapping, so that was super quick, huh? Which just shows, you know, if you're using chain, you don't have to spend a whole lot of time making a project. So if you're in a hurry, you can do things like that. Let me put this. We'll put it on and then see what it looks like. All right. Let's go ahead and flip the camera around. I did not wear a good shirt for seeing where this is. All right, so what I did was I hooked it in up here, and then I have my dangle down here, but I could adjust this so that if I wanted the dangle longer, I can hook my lobster up here. You know, if you like something long and stringy. And quite honestly, with the lobster, I could always double this up and just have a chain dangle too if I wanted a short necklace. So that's one way of working that. So, all right, that was our project for today, our super fun project. Thanks for joining me. I think we definitely hit everything in the cards, so there we go. Everything you do is, well, like I said, this one didn't take a whole lot. Now, since I used 22 gauge wire on those, they are going to bend if I'm not careful where I'm storing them, and if your jewelry gets crushed together like mine does. Just keep that in mind, but you can bend it back for a while, but eventually you may have to replace it. I probably would have used 20 gauge wire, but oh, no problem, Janelda. So we just finished our design, so we can make it as adjustable as we want. We hit all our criteria, so thanks again to everybody who's likes and follows me. If you haven't already, please like and follow Desert Cat Creations on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I do move our videos over there afterwards. And again, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Desert Cat Creations, because I'm trying to get to, I need at least 50 subscribers to be able to go live on there, which would be useful because then I don't have to move videos, but right now I have to move videos. And the only good thing about moving videos is that I get another chance to put in the description of what we actually made when I move it over there, but that's neither here nor there, right? I will be back on Sunday. We will draw, and I still haven't decided what we're going to play with on Sunday, but like I said, we will do our drawings. So those of you who haven't already posted something this month, you have until Saturday night to post in our Bead Stash Challengers group. Every post, well, everybody who posts gets an entry. You only get one entry no matter how many times you post, because we want to keep it fair. But we are giving away, like I said, these old cowboy boot earrings. So that'll be nice. All you got to do is post to win. Oh, I'm so sorry, Janelda, to hear that. So is that your jewelry friend, neighbor, or is it somebody else? Not that it's any of my business, but I hope everything goes smoothly. All right, so we'll be back Sunday at noon. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and we'll be drawing our cards. And like I said, what we're gonna work on, maybe if I get busy. Oh, okay, Janelle, thanks. Yeah, wish her well for me, and we'll certainly be praying and thinking about her, I think. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. So for Sunday, for a project, it's gonna be a surprise. I have some things in my mind to do with with our Desert Blooms mix, so we might do that. But I did get the Soft Flex kit this month because it was free with my order. So now that they had the video yesterday, we can do projects with it. So I may do a project with that. It just depends on how much thinking time I have the next couple of days. So, all right. If you guys, as always, if you have any questions, just message me. I will get back to you as quickly as I can. And if you want to order anything, just send me a message or comment on any of the posts. I will see it and I will get back to you. If you're new to us, I do not take PayPal, so I do send invoices that you can pay with credit card, or you can pay with a direct debit from a bank account as well. So anyways, we've been beading a lot. Oh, okay. Well, beading is a nice break. Yeah, I will have to, I know she had fun with my kids, so hopefully the next stages go well. I'll keep all you guys in your thoughts, and everybody stay safe. You have a great weekend, and I will see you all on Sunday.